Hello everyone, welcome to Explore ORZ. How are you guys doing? Hope you guys have an amazing day today. So today we are going to share about the two most dangerous places on Mount Everest that you guys don't know and probably know. So let's check it out. Would you ever parachute out of an airplane? How about performing bungee jumping? Maybe you'd like to seek out a personal weapon. These kinds of entertainment are exciting for some. Others see them as scary. If you're watching a game with a bit of risk, you may experience peak climbing. Any thrill-seeking mountain climbers take the challenge of climbing Mount Everest. At 29,029 feet, 8,848 meters, above sea level, it's the highest mountain in the world. The earliest and first people to arrive at its summit were Sir Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay in 1953. Since later, over 4,000 souls have arrived at the mountain's peak. Number 2 is the Death Zone. Climbers must start the most deadly part of the mountain. It's named the Death Zone. To fix this, climbers must present their body's experiences to get used to greater altitudes. That's why they usually spend a few weeks climbing Mount Everest. They hold to rest each few thousand feet. When they arrive 26,247 feet, 8,000 meters, they've begun the Death Zone. How deadly is the Death Zone? That far over sea level, the quantity of oxygen in the atmosphere drops 40%. This part makes it challenging for the personal body to get the oxygen it wants. Connected with the substantial exertion of climbing the peak, this can be dangerous. Several climbers have related the adventure to going on a breathing and treadmill through a hay. Each cell in your body lacks oxygen to bring out its mission. For that purpose, the low oxygen environment of the Death Zone gives it a most dangerous situation. It can have terrible outcomes on the human body. One of these is the bulging of the mind. This thing may begin with high-height cerebral edema, HACE. ACE can produce vomiting and nausea. Even more deadly, it can manage to challenge thinking. Into the Death Zone, climbers can ignore wherever they are or indeed have illusions. This way can make a terrible climb also more life-threatening. Many climbers endure above-altitude pneumonic edema, HAPE, into the Death Zone. Signs of HAPE include weakness, fluid in the lungs, and fatigue. Climbers struck by HAPE can also seem like they're choking. They will own a tenacious cough. Other risks acted by the Death Zone are snowflake frostbite and blindness. Snowfall blindness is the temporary failure to view due to the light from ice and snowfall. Frostbite can change any clear skin. The temperatures on Mount Everest are deep enough to numb skin immediately. Mount Everest isn't the single top with a death region. The world's 14 largest peaks all own death zones. All of these exist in the Karakoram and Himalayas ranges in the region of Asia. Some keen mountain climbers make it their purpose and challenge to reach the summit of all 14. Number 1 is Khumbu Icefall. The Khumbu Icefall is the part within Everest Base Camp just 17,300/5,270 meters beneath, wherever 17,300/5,270 meters is Camp 1 spots. A 10-mile/17 kilometers route. Everything begins among the Khumbu Glacier of ice that starts around 25,000/7,600 meters over the Lhotse face. The iceberg represents the western Khumbu for approximately 2 miles before dropping. Once it opens Lhotse, it immediately creates the Khumbu Icefall for 2.5 miles. The iceberg makes an explicit southerly curve and extends another 6 miles/9.6 kilometers to 16,000/4,900 meters around Everest Base Camp EBC. The icefall ranges in diameter from half a mile/800 meters to a third of a mile/500 meters. As with all icebergs, the Khumbu runs as many as 3/1 meter a day in the middle, while hardly melting at the edges due to friction upon rock cliffs. The top of the iceberg moves quicker than the back due to grinding against the universe. The Khumbu Glacier is flowing but not as active as many different icebergs due to its height. Regarding the Kathmandu-based Mountain Analysis Institute, ICIMOD, it is the largest iceberg on the planet. About 65/20 meters per year, it is estimated to be managed during the 1960s and 2001s. 1. Bones shriveled about 3,100/940 meters. Everest Base Camp is deeper now due to the glacier melting. The iceberg has decreased by 40 to 50/12 to 15 meters above most of the time. EBC was about 17,454/5,320 meters in 1953, when Hillary and Tenzing summited. Today, it is 17,322/5,280 meters. The icefall decreased by an average of 56/17 meters, within 1962 and 2002, around a rate of 1.3/39 centimeters through the year. The way along the icefall to Camp 2 is placed in and sustained by a humble crew of Sherpas aptly named the Icefall Doctors. After the deaths in 2014, Everest sourdoughs gathered on switching the path through the icefall. It was active for the Icefall Doctors to plan the route in the former decade towards the west shoulder. But the danger was evident with the Serac threatening above. Staring at old pictures and maps, longtime experts David Brashears and Pete Athen submitted the pace should rotate towards Nuptse as it remained in the 1950s. The doctors did just that, doing it less and safer in 2015. The route was not fully trial as the earthquake stopped that fall early, but in 2016, they did the same path with good outcomes. How would you defend and protect yourself from the death zone in Khumbu Icefall? Would you love to climb Mount Everest one day? Peak climbing needs experience, skill, and preparation. If you're excited or interested in this adventure, spend some time studying the Vital Protection Forethoughts today. Thanks for watching our video. If you like our video, remember to help us like and share. If you have yet to subscribe to our YouTube channel, remember to click on the subscribe button and hit the bell icon, so you will be able to receive the notification when we launch a new video. See you in our next video.